Often when I'm asked to speak about stress management and resilience, it's assumed that I'm going to talk about work-life balance. And I'm going to come out and just say it. I'm going to say it. Balance, well, it's bullshit. It's a myth. It's a unicorn. And I hope that doesn't sound too pessimistic because I have a whole other talk about that. But that's not why we're here, not why I'm here today. But you're right. You're right. It would be pretty pessimistic of me, not to mention make me a big jerk, to just walk out here and announce that finding balance is a whole bunch of BS, a whole bunch of horse crappery, and then just wave and say, thank you, good night. No. So because I'm not a jerk, I promise to tell you what is even better than balance. But not yet. I want to kick some more dirt on balance first. Let's take a moment to consider what it means to balance. What is balance? It's an even distribution of weight, enabling something or someone to remain upright and steady. That's it. Equal distribution of weight. How much weight? It doesn't matter. Stop asking the smart questions. Just keep piling it all on as long as we are keeping it even. I can do all the things. But guess what? Scales break. Regardless of how we distribute the weight of our responsibilities, when we continue to pile it on, we will break. So how then do we cultivate resilience in our lives without getting caught up in that balance myth? Well, I've got 3 other B words that are going to truly build our resilience. Boundaries, breathing, and buddies. Boundaries. Boundaries say, wait a minute, why am I holding all this weight with arms stretched out to the side, just waiting to be broken? Boundaries say, I don't need all of this. I don't have to take all of this. Boundaries say, well, I can set this down. I can pass this along. I can cross this off my list. Boundaries are empowering because we get to set them. They will be different for different people. It might mean not taking work calls or emails after a certain time in the evening. But maybe that's 5:01 p.m. for you, but it's 9:30 p.m. for someone else. You see, boundaries are simply what you decide is okay and not okay. And if you fear that encouraging boundaries will somehow devolve into a culture that lacks grit or teamwork or tenacity, then I'm here to tell you that you are operating from a scarcity mindset. You see, boundaries do the opposite. Research shows us that the people who are the most tenacious, generous, and innovative are those who are most boundaried. Why is that? Because when people have boundaries, they avoid being resentful and exhausted. So find just 1 or 2 aspects of your life that you can create and strengthen your boundaries around, and then build that habit from there. So the second B word, breathing. Now, this might come as a surprise, but we're actually really bad at breathing. Now, right now you might be thinking, Renee, I'm alive and I have yet to pass out, so I think I'm breathing just fine, thank you very much. So okay, we are fine with breathing, but most of us aren't using our breath to its fullest potential. Conscious, mindful breathing has incredible powers to restore us in the moments of stressful challenge or change. It keeps us from being reactive and gives us space to be responsive. So I'm going to teach you just a simple breathing technique that we can use any time of day for as short or as long as we need, even in the midst of a blood pressure rising meeting. And it's called triangle breathing. And what that means is simply inhaling for the count of 4, holding for a count of 4, and exhaling for a count of 8. We lengthen our exhale, and that allows our nervous system to relax. So the third B word is buddies. We are wired for belonging and connection. It's more than just a nice to have. It is essential to our health. This goes beyond fitting in or building our social media network numbers. Fitting in simply means adapting ourselves to fit into a certain situation or a certain group. Belonging is different. Belonging and connection means showing up with others, fully and wholly authentic. Those are the connections that nurture and heal us. And if we can name even just a few what I call 4 a.m. friends, the ones that we can count on to be there for us, who celebrate us, and who we are and with whom we can be our most raw and vulnerable, we are rich in friendships. And those are the friendships that bolster our resilience. So, those are my life hacks for you. My life hack is to get a big shot of B3. Identify and establish boundaries. Even just a few make a difference. Practice intentional and mindful breathing during stressful challenges and moments. And 3, know your buddies, your 4 a.m. friends, the ones who are different than your network. Make a point to connect with them. So if you do those things, you're well on your way to being a resilience renegade.